Hi, we're here with Kit Lu and B, and guess where we are right now, man?
We are at my exchange university. Woohoo!
How long have you been here, Kit Lu?
I've been here about a month. Yeah, so it's just been a month of living in Germany, Frankfurt. Yeah, so been a great experience so far, and I'll just be doing like a small walk through of my university and telling you the very limited amount of things that I've learned from my 1 month here. And also like there will be like some question answer kind of thing. So this is Goethe University. The full name is Johann Wolfgang Goethe University, and this is in Frankfurt. So we are actually right in front of the financial district. This is actually a finance school. You can see very many buildings inside. They are sponsored by the banks actually.
So what makes you want to come to exchange program in Europe? You have been to Europe so many times for work, so that's quite surprising, right?
Okay, yeah. So basically, like we are here, or like at least I am here, because I want to be able to come here and like learn how to like stay by myself, have some independence, learn what it takes, like learn at least like a little bit of what it takes to be an adult, independent. Like you have to go and grocery yourself, you have to like, I don't know, do all your housework, and at the same time like be alone, because in Singapore, like Singapore's really small, also really sheltered, plus at the same time, at least for half of the time my parents are in Singapore, right, and they always like I always have their support anyways, but basically this gives like a really really big safety net, where basically like no matter what you do, like you won't mess up too big, or like you always know that there is this certain correct, there's a certain level of security there. So this safety net like feels like it's been removed, and therefore like you feel like you have to be more independent, blah 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 blah. Yeah.
So how's the experience so far? Is it scary? Is it great? Is it let's talk about the good and the bad.
Okay, let's talk about good first, right? So with the good, I think like over here I've learned to live by myself, or at least I live with
two men.
Yeah, live with people actually. Yeah.
The two Angmo men is her housemate.
Yes, and it's just very interesting because you have to like learn different dynamics and learn how to meet different people, learn how to coexist with different people, and not just that, like because I have to live alone and really like start counting, like be very like stingy, frugal, because I'm a student. So I've learned how to maximize my dollar. Yeah, so it's like learning.
That part I really love it, right?
Yeah,
really love it.
No, because Frankfurt is like one of the most expensive, or like it's very expensive to eat out. I'm not sure whether it's the most expensive, but it's really really expensive to eat out. So one meal here, like a standard meal, would be like 10, 12, 13 sing. Like it doesn't like matter what time of the day it is. It's always 10, 12, 13 sing. Or more. So it's like I can't have like my living expenses here to like skyrocket, because I am unable to, or like I have to eat, But groceries here are really cheap. So it's like instead of paying maybe like 12, 13 sing a meal, maybe I can bring it down to 3.
Yeah. You want to talk a bit about how you become a personal chef to your housemate, two professional Angmo, paid personal chef?
The two housemates that I have in my apartment, they are both working and really lazy in that regard. So they always like eat really really unhealthy food. Like they order in McDonald's, order in pizza, Uber Eats. It's really expensive. So it's, imagine like your 10, 12, 13 sing meal, then you slap on delivery fee, which is here is like crazy. So it's another like €5 plus.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're like really like spending a lot of money on food. So
how do you end up cutting a deal with them?
Yeah, so out of like my own like generosity, and like I was like, let's be friends. So I cooked them a meal, and from one meal it became 2. And then they were like, Kate, if you're gonna keep cooking like this for us, we might as well like pay you to do it. Then I was like,
Why not?
The business student in me, the entrepreneur
Entrepreneur.
spirit, I just like, bite. So it's like coming here, like, I'm not like the best cook, but I can hold my own.
Oh, she cook well. Trust me, she cook well. It's very nice.
Yes, no, but the thing is that, like, I by myself cannot try everything that I want to eat. Like, I try to cook everything that I eat, and because like I personally cannot rationalize like the amount of money that I spend on groceries if I want to try something new, just in case it turns out bad. So when they eat the food, they are just like, what is this?
It's damn
What
good.
is this? Yeah, so what it means is that, like, I get paid to learn.
Okay, so you get paid to cook for them, and you get free meals as a result, and you make a profit.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay,
Make
so-
sure make a profit.
Make sure.
Make sure you make a profit.
So how many meals do you cook a week, and how much you collect from them?
I cook roughly about 2 to 3 meals a week. It depends on how complicated the meal is. So if it's like 一肉一菜加饭, then that's like very simple, you know. It's like you just throw it together in like an hour,
Okay.
less. Yeah. But if it's like, you know, a very elaborate meal, like yesterday we had curry chicken, and like that is something like I had
But that's
to buy
because we are around.
primates.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to
Yeah.
buy like the sachet from Pimates and I use everything. So that would be counted like as I guess 1.5 meals. Yeah. So
How much do you collect from them?
I collect about, I think I'm supposed to collect 30 euro from each of them.
Wow.
Yes.
For a week.
For a week. Yes,
So,
weekly.
so
It's a weekly service.
effectively they pay for your meals, right?
Yes.
They pay for your meals and pay for your service.
Yes.
But wow, that's cool. Yeah. So how's your study experience here? Wow, this is a nice, beautiful school, right? This is where you hold your classes, right?
Yeah, this is actually a building that I had my classes yesterday. So this
Uh-huh.
is like the site building. Business, which is the class that I'm going for later, is over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a very nice coffee place over there. Very
So-
passionate about that coffee place.
Yeah. So how's the? I mean, I don't see much Asians here, which is I think a good experience. How does the foreigners view towards you in the environment? You know, it's how's the experience?
I think in Germany they are quite friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because over here they have a lot of like diversity.
Mm-hmm.
In Frankfurt especially, like
Mhm.
I hear from the locals,
Mhm.
and then they're like, oh yeah, Frankfurt is like the hub for all the people around Europe to come here. So like diversity is not something that is very new to them as compared to like other countries like Spain or like France or something. You know, like those countries are a little bit more close-minded, a little bit more closed off to foreigners. So like my experience dealing with like Germans here like has always been good. And like one of the reasons why I decided to do an exchange in Germany is because most, if not all, Germans speak English, and it's not just like passable English. It's like
Good
phenomenal English. Good, as they say, good in German is good. So sehr gut, very good English. I think like one of the things that I learned quite, or like come to understand quite well, is like the notion of like traveling with your friends. Yeah, and like how important it is to choose the right people to travel and like mix with, because I came here with a bunch of friends.
Singaporeans.
Yeah,
Okay.
Singaporeans from SMU, and like with me, like we have been good friends for like quite a while, like years. And like the moment we came here, and then it's like there's just like stuff that we never like knew we had beef with each other
So
for.
being friends and being living mates is quite different thing.
Yes, correct. So it's like, yeah, just you spend too much time together. You know, it's like you don't even have time to like be away from each other because you are the only people you have that's familiar. Yeah. So, but would I encourage people to do it? Of course. Like if you the most important thing that I've learned is that my friends, especially during exchange, have to be like confrontational. Like if you got problem, must say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you must be willing to like talk it out. You must be willing to like work it out. It's really like a relationship. Yeah.
Okay, second thing about what other things have you learned? Does it really train you to be independent?
Yeah, like stretching $1. Yeah, like I have been like, for me, I don't even care about the brand anymore. Like for example, like there is Nutella and there's Ya. So Ya was like maybe like 30 cents cheaper. And then I was like, I looked at both of them. Then I went to look at the ingredients as well. They were so similar. And then I was like, you know what? It probably tastes different, but at this point, 30 cents, like I can add 30 cents and I can buy like this much vegetable. So I was like, okay.
I can't believe I'm hearing this from my daughter, who is trained by this lady here. Okay. Yeah. And mind you, my wife don't is not so thrifty. You know, I hear that, I was like, very good, man. Yeah.
Yes. And like you go to like the weirdest of places to go and find like the best deals.
Okay.
So like I would visit multiple supermarkets in one shot just to compare the price of one thing.
Really?
And I'll just go and buy the cheapest one.
I am so... this is one of the biggest takeaway from your Europe stay. Give me one last one.
Whew, one last one.
Yeah, so one last good. Anyway, ask about, then we'll talk about the bad.
I think that one of like the biggest takeaways is that no matter how much like you can make a place feel like home, it's never like home. Yeah. So like for the last 1 month, I've been just thinking about Singapore the whole time.
Homesick.
The whole time. The whole reason why I started cooking for myself, it was not necessarily because I was like tight for money then. No, it was actually because I was super homesick. So I just wanted to eat something that was familiar. I just wanted to eat rice. Okay, so from there I learned how to cook rice properly.
I'm damn impressed that you know how to cook rice without using the electrical rice cooker. You could actually boil rice from fire. I'm damn impressed.
So that will tell you exactly how much I really wanted it. How much trial and error it took to go and figure it out.
So is Singapore really the best place on earth?
Yes, Singapore is really the best place on earth. Nowhere in the world can you find like cheap, like I cook here is more expensive than I eat out in Singapore. How can that be? That's crazy. So basically like 1 hour, 1.5 hours worth of time is just saved because I have the choice of eating out because it's that cheap. Yeah.
Okay. Talk about one or two things that are not so good in your experience so far.
Not so good.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, while I am like drawing a salary from my housemates, they haven't necessarily been the best. So it's like the whole gripe of like coexisting with people is just like that, you know, you give and take. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, gotta take it, gotta leave it. So they are really like friendly, but at the same time they can be a little bit messy. And it's like the moment I walked into the apartment, I already knew what I was getting myself into because it looks like a man's den. Yeah, a man den.
男人是乱的啦, man is like that.
Yes.
But
so,
you also be done.
Yeah, I also be tahan, but it feels a little bit better now that I draw a weekly salary.
Okay, at least you get compensated. Alright, cool. Okay. So good. Any advice, one word advice for those people who are either for parents who are thinking of whether to send their kids overseas or your people of your age are thinking of going overseas for studies?
I think like one thing is for sure, you gotta start early. So if you are going to want to come for exchange, you gotta prepare early, whether is it in like terms of skills, in terms of visa, in terms of like packing and whatever, because you don't want to like be rushed and come to a point where you just like, you know, like suddenly things don't add up. Oh, red light. Yeah. Suddenly things don't add up. Suddenly like it just seems like you are lost. Yeah. for example, like if you come for exchange and you don't know how to cook, then you do not have the option of, you know, I feel like eating eggs today and therefore I'm gonna like eat eggs because because I can.
Oh, so you really better learn how to cook if you want to come overseas.
Yeah, I feel like that's very much so. Unless you like really rich, you know, like then that's I cannot say anything, you know, like go and spend your 10, 12, 13 sing on like a meal. Go for it. But yes, cooking is really like one of the big tips that I can give people. Oh yeah, last one is parents must be able to like let a kid do whatever they want. Like the kid is already overseas. If the kid wants to do something, they're gonna do something, right? So the parents must be able to let go and the kid must learn their independence. Yeah,
Mutual,
so
right?
It's mutual, yeah. So however it looks like to you guys, so maybe it's like the parents can be like, I'm not gonna fund you. Like I'm gonna like okay, for Germany, because you have to, there's this whole thing about you need to put money into a block account. So the block account, which is my parents' money, is actually funding me every single month. But because I use it as rent, I don't necessarily have a lot of funds to go around. So because of that, like that's why I'm stretching my dollar. Yeah, so other than that, I'm using my own savings to like fund myself. When I go like traveling and whatever, be there.
Okay. One last question. Between studying full-time overseas and going and studying in Singapore and take exchange program like you, which one will you encourage?
I think it depends on the person itself. For myself, because I feel like I come overseas like quite a bit already. So I feel like that kind of global exposure, that kind of like hardcore like 4 years alone kind of thing won't work for me, because I've also developed like my own like share of like homesickness, which I feel like is like the killer in all of this. So for me, I would choose an exchange because it does give a similar experience, just not like so long drawn. Yeah. But for people who want to like push themselves out of their comfort zone, or like just super sick and tired of like Singapore culture and whatever, feel free to go for like that full 3-4 years and get your degree, do whatever, enjoy. Because like there are some things that I can already tell, like if I was studying here full time for like years, instead of doing an exchange, like I would have like made a few different decisions. For example, like decking out my room. Like now my room is nice, but like if I was here like longer term, I'll be like
make it into a suite.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
So, Mama, any last comment about sending your kids overseas?
If you're gonna send them overseas, have faith in them, okay? Whatever you have taught them, you know, in their younger days, you know, hopefully is enough, you know, to carry them through, okay? Because if not, right, you know, like nagging it on them and stuff like that, you know, while they are so far away and they are not leashed on, you know, I think it's a bit too difficult. Okay, so you know, have faith in them, okay, and always tell them that, you know, bring their head, you know, along when they go to embark on anything, okay, just think through, you know, because you're not there to be able to guide them, you know, at the instance, okay. So by the time you hear about anything that happens, right, it's already past. So and then you have to like teach them how to like troubleshoot on the ground and solve it on their own.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, signing off from Frankfurt. Okay, this is Kate Lu and parents wishing you and your kids a good, you know, experience sending them overseas. Okay, see you. Bye bye.
Choose.
Shoes. Bye bye.